annual Columbus Day Parade may have been canceled due to the rain and wind, but the annual Columbus Day Mass at St. Patrick's Cathedral was still celebrated. The parade, Grand Marshal, and other honorees attended the service in Midtown, which honored the millions of Italian immigrants who leaned on faith as they traveled through America seeking freedom and opportunity. Cardinal Timothy Dolan reminding worshipers that Christopher Columbus planted the flag of Christ when he arrived in the New World. He said he also asked the chaplains for Mass of Thanksgiving.
So at Mass this morning, parade or not, we thank God for Christopher Columbus. We say, Viva Italia! Thank God for the faith. Thank God for this Mass.
Although today's parade was canceled, Eyewitness News aired a one-hour special highlighting some of the Italian Americans who are going to be honored at the parade. It's streaming now on abc7ny.com.
Mike and Zimmer did a great job with that. It's a shame that they had to cancel it, but I mean, thank goodness they did.
Yeah, probably not safe to have everyone try to travel in and do that, and the conditions in the city itself. Definitely gusty and rainy,
Yes.
It's a tough decision, but probably the right one.
And as we heard in Michelle's live shot at the top of it, I mean, it's still so windy out there.
Yeah, really windy. It's almost like we're getting kind of a parting shot, like a second wind, part of the pun, that's happening as we go into the evening hours. The tide gauges are starting to come down, places like Manasquan and Seabright. That's already peaked. We're still seeing major flooding in Great South Bay. This will all come down as we end this high tide cycle over the next hour or so. We'll keep an eye on the sound, although I think the flooding, like where Joe is, would be very, very minor. So outside we go now, where I wanted to show you this particular storm report. In Seabright, local fire and rescue reporting 12 water rescues from vehicles stuck in flood waters. So that's the danger of some of this shore inundation. Always turn around, don't drive. We talked about Avon by the Sea and the road cover there, and the Manasquan tide gauge and moderate flood stage where Michelle is, and the ripping winds that are still going 35, 40 miles an hour. You can see the low cloud deck almost cutting off the spire here, One World Trade. Here's Midtown, still kind of drizzly, steady rains over Long Island. We're at 57, but gusts to 32 in the park. I mean, all day long we saw more 25, 30 mile per hour gusts. The winds have kind of cranked up. The peak wind gusts in Montauk about 51. If you're just joining us, we had a report from Robert Moses State Park of 60 mile per hour gusts. So lots of 50 and 60 mile per hour gusts south and east of New York City. In the city, a lot of 40, 45 mile per hour gusts. Inland, not as much. The gusts are certainly off their peak. All the wind alerts are down, but remember, these trees have been battered for days here, so we can still some tree limbs coming down. We look at the futurecast gusts, and after this kind of surge of wind that we're having over the next few hours, I think they'll drop off this evening, and then they're down another level during the day tomorrow. 20, 25 miles an hour, still strong on the east end, and the winds continue to diminish. It stays breezy, really, the next few days. So still some significant flooding, Great South Bay. We're starting to see the flooding ease down the Jersey Shore, some minor flooding on the western end of the Sound, but significant flooding can last into the early evening hours. The wind is gusty early. It will back off tonight. Doesn't shut down. It's still breezy over the next few days. And the extended forecast for a brighter Wednesday into the upcoming weekend. So right now we're seeing waves of rain still pretty nasty over parts of Ocean County, a little heavy shower coming in there. And then you can see a couple of downpours that have come in over the Hamptons, over to Coram, east of Talcott. There are the showers near East Quogue. It's kind of a wind-driven rain there, so it makes it seem even heavier. So there's our secondary low that formed, and now that will pivot out to sea. But that position is right around Tuesday morning. So it is a slow improvement as the storm weakens and moves out to sea. So initially, a few bands could bring a few downpours in the evening hours. So get ready for that. Low visibilities and tough travel. And then I think by the time we see it 11 o'clock or after the game tonight, you'll just see more showers around, some drizzle into tomorrow morning. 50s to start the day, kind of a raw day. We're going with a 63. I wouldn't be shocked if it's maybe a degree or two lower. Clouds are going to stick. There might be some brightening late day, well north and west, but don't hold your breath for any clearing till we get into tomorrow night. One thing about Wednesday, we'll start out fairly sunny on Wednesday in the 40s and mid-50s, but there's a front settling in, and that should bring a period of midday clouds, maybe a few hours where it's partly to mostly cloudy, and then we'll end the day sunnier, and we should be in the low to mid-60s that day. Pair of fives tonight, it's windy, but it's not as gusty the deeper we get into the night. There's occasional rain and drizzle, and in the early evening, a few pockets could actually be heavy, and that could be right in the city. Lingering spotty drizzle tomorrow, especially first half of the day, then mainly cloudy, breezy. Some late brightening well north and west. I would doubt it would get all the way down to the coast. Maybe the ceiling lifts a little bit. And then tomorrow night down to 54, some partial clearing and breezy. On Wednesday, sunny start. Middle of the day is a little partly to mostly cloudy. End of the day is mostly sunny, 66. Cooler on Thursday, breezy. And then on Friday, mostly sunny. Finally, the wind is lighter. We're around 60. And the weekend, we should get through it dry. Just think increasing clouds by Sunday. We're 70 that day.
Wow.
With some showers at night that might linger into early Monday. No 75 to 80s or anything like that.
70's still nice, we'll take it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Excellent.
You got it.
Well, coming up on Obviously First to Four, the latest on the Luigi Mangione healthcare CEO murder case, why Mangione's defense attorneys say the death penalty should be taken off the table.
Plus, the government shutdown, I should say, continues, and many federal workers are being furloughed, but the president looking to make sure the military still gets paid.
And speaking of the shutdown, it's now impacting a few museums in New York City. We'll explain coming up.
Join ABC7 for the TCS New York City Marathon. 5 boroughs, more than 50,000 runners. From the opening ceremony during Eyewitness News, countdown to the starting line, to the finish on Marathon Sunday. Race weekend starts October 30th.